Hey everybody. Today I want to talk to you about something that's been bothering me a little bit for a while. And just basically that is what has happened to America. The America that we're in right now is not the America that I grew up in, not by a long shot. I'm an older guy. When I grew up, it was like the movie Stand By Me, where the guys are running along the railroad tracks and they're going to go on their little adventure, or they were tenting out in their backyard, or they were up in their tree house. That was their clubhouse, and that's where they met and did all their stuff as boys. That's the kind of America I grew up in. It isn't like that anymore. We had 4th of July block parties that was actually celebrating how cool it was that we had our freedoms and it was Independence Day. Those things just don't seem to be the case anymore. And things have changed radically. We are on a collision course with disaster. People don't seem to care anymore about freedom. That's the problem. They don't care about their freedoms. Give me my latest cell phone, my latest iPad, or whatever, crank up my ratings on social media, how many people are liking my page or my post, or they're not liking my post on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, People don't care about the country. They care about their personal conveniences. Give them what they want and leave them alone. It's like, give me what I want. No one gets hurt. People want what they want, but they don't care about other people anymore. People don't seem to give a rip about anything but themselves. It's all about me anymore. And that's terrible. We're losing our way as a nation. We're definitely losing our freedoms. When I grew up, the Democratic Party may have been corrupt, but they were a Democratic Party. It wasn't the socialist government that we're turning into now. That party is socialist, hardcore. They are willing to lie, cheat, steal, manipulate, falsify anything to get what they want done. They hate Trump. They'll do anything they can to get him out of office. They've made that perfectly clear. They want him impeached. Why? Because he's not one of them. He can't be bought. He has more money and he knows what to do with. He's not a politician. He's not one of their puppets, so they can't make him toe the line. And that's got people afraid in Washington, and they don't like it. So they want him out at any cost because they don't give a rip about America. They're socialists, okay? They don't care. They don't care about you. They only care about their agenda. And this is where the problem lies. American citizens don't care anymore either, it would appear. It's just all about give me what I want. We prep and we prep and we prep. And survival people practice their survival skills all the time. Practice, practice, practice. These things can be taken away from us so quickly. It doesn't matter how much preps you have, how much food, water, medical supplies, whatever you have, that can be taken away from you so quickly. Do you realize that when Bush Jr. was in office, after the Patriot Act, that they made it illegal to hoard food, what they called hoarding food? Do you realize technically you can't have more than 1 month's food in your house at any one time? Just because the government hasn't went out and arrested people for this or tried to push it doesn't mean it's not a fact. It's a fact. It happened. They passed legislation that makes it illegal to garden. You can't have a garden on your own property in many states and in many cities. It's illegal. You cannot gather rainwater. You can't create some great rain catchment system. Because a lot of states, a lot of counties and cities have made it illegal, because the government did, to catch rainwater. Think about this, you guys. They're doing those particular things They are trying to remove your rights as homeschoolers. That is under attack. Your rights to own guns, that's under attack. If we can't take your guns away because we know, America will revolt. We got all these veterans, Now what we're trying to do is say all the vets, they all have mental health issues. So if we do that and we just label them as, having mental health issues, we can just take their guns away. They're doing that. Do you realize that right now there is a bill in Congress that says that if a family member says that another family member has mental health issues or they find them incompetent, they can have their guns taken away from them. Just because another family member says they are mentally incompetent. If it was to happen, can you imagine the amount of lawsuits from the left saying that their relatives were nut jobs and had no right or business to have a firearm? We went after the vets. Now we're going after our own family members. And it isn't we, it's them. It's the socialists. And we're going to lose everything we have if people don't start getting active in the political process. We have to take our country back. And the only way we can do that is through political advancements. So be proactive. Go to congress.gov, okay? Start reading the bills that are there. They're always listed. Click on a bill. Start reading what it's about. Scroll through the thing. Yes, there are dozens to hundreds of pages. But scroll. Get enough of the information to be able to make some sort of a decision of whether you want to fight against this bill or you don't. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. But who at any more calls their congressman, calls their senator and say, don't pass that. If you pass that, you're not getting my vote next time you run. And I know tons of people that I can sway to not vote for you next time you run. Does anybody do that anymore? I do. And I'm not being self-righteous. I have written letters. I have made phone calls, a lot of them. But if people don't do that, and they don't get in their congressmen and their senators' faces, nothing is going to change. Nothing. Because people are just ignoring the whole system. My vote isn't going to count. I can't change anything. It's all going to hell in a handbasket. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, there's plenty you can do about it if you get off your duff and do something about it. It starts with caring about your country again. It starts with being concerned that you are losing your freedoms. It wouldn't take a whole heck of a lot for our country to end up like Venezuela is right now. I know Zombie and RWP did a live stream last night I couldn't be part of. I couldn't. I was already committed to other things, so I couldn't stop what I was doing and join in with them. But the situation in Venezuela is horrible, and it wouldn't take a lot for that to be the situation here. The way our socialist left is going about their business and trying to destroy Trump is unprecedented, okay? Unprecedented. And if they have their way and Trump is out of office, if Trump gets taken out, God forbid, or he just doesn't win the vote and doesn't become president for a second term, man, there is no telling what these people are going to do. But if they get total power like they want, if they're in control of the House and the Senate, and then they get one of their whack jobs in the White House as president, we are doomed. You guys might not think so. I'm telling you, we are doomed. If they go for the gun grab, yeah, it's going to hit the fan if they try to go that route. If they try to stop all ammunition, people are going to lose their mind eventually. And this country is going to come unraveled. The problem is they have the power, just like Venezuela did. They have the power to pull the internet, pull the plug. As soon as they pull that plug, I can't talk to you and you can't talk to anybody else. Okay, we may have our local phone service, but we lose that connection globally and internationally. Globally and nationally here in the country. I have 12,000 subs. There's other people here that have hundreds of thousands. There's other people that have millions, get millions of views. Okay? If they pull the plug on the internet, all that comes to an end. If they ever pull the plug on the internet and give you some ridiculous excuse of why the internet went down, you better watch out, because after that, it's all downhill. I mean, it's going to snowball fast, really fast, because they know that no one's going to know what's going on because the internet is down. I believe if the internet goes down, it's going to be because they pulled the plug. I don't believe it's necessarily going to be a real EMP or a solar flare that causes it, a CME. I think our government's going to do it. We have to become involved. We have to care about our country. We have to start caring about our freedoms and actually take the concern to realize that we are losing them and do something about it. Like I said, they'll just stop allowing ammunition sales to the general public. Right now, they're making you register. There's states that are actually making you register for your ammunition. Okay? You shouldn't have to register your ammunition. And if the Democrats have their way, the socialists, you won't be able to get the ammunition. They know they can't take your guns, like I said earlier. They know they can't take their guns because they're afraid of what will happen. They may try. They're stupid enough. They may try. But at the very least, they can stop ammunition sales. If they do, we're powerless. So, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot. I've been looking at bills this morning in Congress and .gov. There's a lot going on, a whole lot. And we're in a lot of trouble. I mean, it's people not doing anything that allowed this bill to get passed for the abortion there that started in New York. I don't mean to be harsh, but let's just face it. Baby's born, doctors there ready to catch. If the baby's out and the doctor's got the baby and the mother says, I don't want it, the doctor can kill it right on the spot. And it's not murder. As far as the government's concerned, it's legal. But if anyone else killed a baby, God forbid, it would be exactly what it is, murder. But the doctors are getting away with it. The moms are getting away with it. It is murder. And it's because people didn't stand up and vote that crap down. And there's other states that are trying to do the same thing right now. My own state of Kansas, they make me sick as far as this is concerned because it's not against the law in Kansas. Now, no one's tried it. No one's done it. It's just not a law. Kansas has never stood up and said, wait a minute, no killing kids after they're born. They've known about this for a long time, but they haven't done anything. They haven't acted. They've known about it just as long as anyone else has, but there's not any legislation that's up saying, hey, we're not doing this in Kansas. People have to stand up and make these things happen. People have to stand up and say, no, we're not killing our kids. No, we're not taking homeschool rights away from parents because you don't want them homeschooling in your state because your public schools scream because they lose money because that kid isn't going to their school. There's a lot of stuff. I'm more or less on a rant because I'm irritated about it. So I'll shut up. I know I'm saying too much. Think about it. That's all I'm asking you to do. Think about it. Change your attitude toward our country. Get involved so that we don't go down the toilet. Because all this prepping that we're doing, all you people that are preppers that watch my channel, you have just the same chances of losing everything you have as I do. And we can lose it all with a stroke of a pen. Okay? And they're working on that. And you should know that. I think you guys do know, but nobody talks about it. All right. Let me know what you think, I guess. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. Please get involved. Go to congress.gov and learn what's going on. It's right there on their homepage. all the legislation that's current, and you can read it and find out things. Okay? You guys take care until I make another video. We'll see you later. Bye.